All right, this is going to be quick, and I mean it this time. We already did the video on R. Kelly. We touched on the video again about R. Kelly. Now there's another video, interview with the Savage parents, the Savage family, rather. They're detailing the stories they collected. Several media outlets where there are mixed genders, I'll say it like that. Every time we speak about R. Kelly, and even on this interview at the, when they were interviewing the Savages on the radio station, you have a woman there, and the woman is supporting what R. Kelly's doing. I want you to think about that. Here's the other part that we really need to discuss. This is what black people need to stop doing. When you see a black person do some degenerate shit, you cannot use whiteness as a value for morality. And this is what that means. Somebody says OJ's a murderer. Your response is Beretta killed his wife. Then somebody says black on black crime is at a alarming rate. And your response is, but what about white on white crime? Yes, it's all right to point out hypocrisy. That's what we're all about here. However, this is the problem. It doesn't defeat the argument. It's called a straw man argument. Yes, it's very difficult to argue the fact that, yeah, Beretta killed his wife too. And I think he got off. I'm not sure. I got to look it up, and I don't want to. I don't got time. This is a lot. Anyway, um, what that means is you're not denying the fact that the original act that we were discussing, in this case, murder or having a sex farm of some sort, is wrong. You're just saying it's permissible because somebody else is doing it and everybody lets them do it too. Now, at the risk of doing a Venn diagram, R. Kelly is not Hugh Hefner. R. Kelly is not Abraham, Moses, Muhammad, or any other biblical patriarch. R. Kelly, he's not even doing something like L.A. Reid allegedly was a part of. You know what the difference is? All of those other people provided means in a long-term way for the woman or the girl or whatever, what have you. Now, let's talk about Hugh Hefner. First and foremost, the Playboy Mansion has been around for 40 something years, and there has never been a story about a woman being held captive. No family has spoken out against Hugh Hefner. Hasn't happened. Now, not saying that the mainstream has allowed Hugh Hefner to operate without scrutiny. Actually, famed feminist activist Susan Brown Miller staked her career on going at old Hef. Take a look.
Hugh Hefner is my enemy. Hugh Hefner has built an empire based on oppressing women. The role that you have selected for women is degrading to women because you choose to see women as sex objects which deny their humanity and their femininity. You make them look like animals. Yes, women aren't bunnies. They're not rabbits. They're human beings.
So it's not like everybody goes along with what Hugh Hefner's doing either. But here's the thing. A Playboy bunny, not to say every Playboy bunny, but most of them become world renowned. Everybody knows them. When they decide to move on from Playboy, like any other career, the smart ones are able to make some money out of it. They're not messed up or haven't spoken out about being messed up as a result of whatever happens at the Playboy Mansion. I mean, these women are able to meet millionaires. Some of them get married, have boyfriends. They get access to money. They're able to speak to people. They don't have to look with their eyes down. They're able to speak to their family, supposedly. Now, I don't know the inner workings, and this is not the point of it. The issue is that R. Kelly is doing none of these things for these girls. Some of them are being promised a music career, but let's be for real. Selena Johnson has an interview where he gets pissed off because she brings her husband to the studio. She has a bad experience with him. And, he doesn't put her on like that. She was just talented. K. Michelle, R. Kelly may have worked with her. She doesn't speak about this R. Kelly boot camp. He doesn't try it on everybody. Most of these people are people who probably wasn't going to get on. Let's be for real about this. Everybody that can sing doesn't get on. So somebody who may or may not have real talent, basically subjecting themselves to some kind of pimping boot camp, you ain't gonna get on, mommy. Like, the promises that got you there, because I get it. The promise is you're gonna be famous one day. All this will be yours. Guess what? When you turn 22, 23, maybe 25, you pop up pregnant, you're out of there. It's a wrap. That wasn't the case in the ancient world. And even just for the sake of discussion, countries where you are allowed to marry underage girls. In those countries, you have to have money. Let's say in the ancient world, there was a dowry in place where the family would be enriched by this. The girl she would be all right at the end of the day. She would have children by this person. They would have a family where she would be provided for and protected. This is what she had. It wasn't like, I'm going to get rid of you in 3 weeks, or at the point that you talk back too much, or you want to go visit your family, you're out of there, and I get somebody else. Say what you want, but being a Playboy model was a job. Is R. Kelly paying these ladies? Were there stories of Hugh Hefner starving the Playboy bunnies? No. So here's the deal. I don't know Hugh Hefner, nor do I know Mr. Robert Kelly. But based on what we've seen, they're doing two different things. Now, we can't speak on the inner workings of the mind, or if, they both suffered from the same kind of, Freudian abuse, trauma, etc. But the bottom line is what Hugh Hefner is doing, though it may be misogynistic, it may be sexist, it may tarnish the image the feminist narrative has of women and what womanhood is, perhaps. But there are no stories of psychological abuse or quote unquote brainwashing. There isn't any fathers of these girls who are coming on national media outlets to speak about Hugh Hefner. It's not happening. People don't even know if he's sleeping with these girls at all. There's not tapes, there's not lawsuits against Hugh Hefner for sexual abuse, at least not by Hugh Hefner. So I'm getting tired of this whole thing. I just want people to really wake up. Nah, that sounds too hotepish. I just want people to think and start having better standards, because black people are constantly pushing this narrative that we're under attack and that this is extinction and we may not see black people again. But let's talk about the fact that most of this stuff is what we accept. And who's the gatekeeper? Who makes us feel that it's uncool not to just let this guy do whatever he wants? You just got to think about that. Very proud of all the R. Kelly fans who said, fuck that nigga, and ain't go to his concert and decided not to buy tickets. Proud of brothers that didn't go along with it, and they may have been in the house and had to argue and ain't get no pussy because they didn't buy the R. Kelly tickets. But hats off. Thank you for sending the message to this cat that shit's not all right. That's just not all right. The fact that it's out for everybody to know what you're doing is worse. But if you was doing it in private, it's not all right. If we're going to talk about Black Lives Matter and we're going to juxtapose about the extinction of the black man on the planet, then one way to straighten that out is to start establishing more solid codes. Not saying that, people can't make mistakes, but making a career out of mistakes, which Mr. R. Kelly's doing, is not all right. Now, if you knocked it off after you paid the money and you knocked it off, or you found something else to do, but yeah, you may not have a bunch of underage girls in there, but nigga, you doing creepy shit. It's creepy. The fuck is wrong with you? And then you wondering why other people don't get what the fuck you're doing. What the fuck are you putting in your music, my nigga, that got these women going along with your shit because you sing well? It's a lot of fuck niggas that sing well, and you're one of them. Good night or good day, whatever.